My life feels so rich because of art and the experiences that I've had because of it, the people that I've met, the places I've gone, growing as a person. All the things that I learned were amazing, like working with the factory in India and having the meetings with the embroidery department and my gallery shows. And just, I feel like I have the fullest, richest life. And having a husband who supports what I do, and kids who support what I do, and friends who support what I do, and also just like small things like the excitement of when you finish a design that you just love and you just want to keep looking at it, and I pull out my phone when I'm in bed because I just want to keep looking at it. That brings me so much joy. But I mean, art and surface pattern design and painting have enhanced my life in ways I could never have imagined.
Hi, everyone. I'm here with Lynette Reed. Hi, Lynette.
Hi, Bonnie.
I'm so excited to dive into your story today. I love your studio. I can't wait to get into it. Will you just start us off by telling us a little bit more about who you are, where you live, and what you do?
I live in Italy, so I live up in the north in Veneto, about an hour from Venice, and I've lived here permanently for about 5 years now. I'm from California. I'm a native Californian. I've been in the candle industry, believe it or not, and I hate saying this, but I've been in it for 30 years. So I started Illume Candles in 1994. And I'm still in the industry. I work as a consultant for a factory that's in California. So I develop candle brands and fragrances for retailers and work with just brands, helping them. And I started painting here in Italy during COVID. Work got really quiet. So I took, actually, I think you know Nicholas Wilton. I took his big course and started painting, which is actually what eventually led me to you.
Wow. Okay, so you've been creative, I think, for maybe your whole life. You've been in
Yeah.
the industry for many, many years. Is there a moment in time where you learned specifically like what surface pattern design was?
Yeah, so I really knew nothing about surface pattern design at all. It was really interesting because when I started painting through a client at my candle factory, they saw the paintings and they were like, hey, we'd really like to work with you and maybe put your paintings on some products because they do products. But I was like, I don't know how to do that. I'm a painter. I don't know how to paint for products or make it. I didn't even know the word repeat. I knew nothing about it at all. So I had kind of this opportunity sitting there, but really didn't know anything about it. And it was your free course that I took first was because of them, because they kept asking over the course of about 2 years, hey, have you figured anything out yet? And I didn't know that this was something that was accessible or really and something that I could learn. And I hate saying this, but at my age, and I'm 62, be 63 this coming year. So when I took immersion, I was still 61, I think. To learn something like that now, I didn't know I could do it. I had dabbled with Photoshop years ago. I had done, believe it or not, I did a tea towel line. I've done so many things. I've had candle stores, my candle company, jewelry design, and then at one point I was doing tea towels, but with vintage art. And
Yeah.
I was I was doing it all in Photoshop, nothing to do with repeats. But so there was something once we dove into Illustrator, there was some tiny bit of familiarity because of it, although I'm sure Photoshop 20 years ago is nothing like what it is now. And I really did feel like when we dove into it in your course, it was a lot. And I know there's still so much I don't know. I learned so much, but I know I have to work. Like I can't retire right now, probably not for at least another 10 years. And working for the factory, the job that I do, the hours are really hard because the factory's in California. And I used to be okay doing meetings at 11 o'clock at night, and it's getting harder for me now. So I was really looking for something that could sustain me for the next 10 years and then I could learn. But it did seem really overwhelming at first. It was a lot, but what I really did, and it's the way you teach it. So it's so specific. It's like if you listen to everything you say, the information is all there. If you panic, which I did a lot in the beginning, you miss things. So I would go back and I would re-listen and re-listen and re-listen. And then I'd be like, that's what I missed. I didn't listen to that part. I just did it. I knew, I mean, there's so many driving factors for me. One is needing something that I can do for the next 10, 15 years. And, I love creative things. I had this client sitting out there who's been asking for work and things. So there were a lot of things to make me, or to push me through it.
Okay, so you mentioned feeling overwhelmed. I'm so intimately aware of this feeling. It's what I had when I started, was so overwhelmed that I was like paralyzed. And so I had to kind of figure that out. So how did you figure that out? How did you move through overwhelm and start just taking action?
I've kind of learned to do a couple things with overwhelm. One is to stop, like just stop and breathe. And if I need to take a day and walk away, and I've even found that with my painting. Sometimes I just need to put the brush down, close the studio, and go home. At least with everything that I've learned through immersion and in your course, there isn't anything that I didn't get through. Anything that seemed really hard, I got through it by just taking it slowly, trusting myself, and knowing I'd get there. And also, there's so much help in the community. So I even had, I don't remember, one of your members once, and it was in the free course, get back to me on a weekend. I mean, it was an amazing experience.
I think one of the things that is so inspirational about the immersion course is that really everyone at the moment of deciding to take it is standing at the edge of a big dream.
That is so true. I love how you say standing at the edge of a big dream, because in a way I feel like it was standing on a big edge and then just literally taking that leap off and having the faith that I'd grow wings and fly, or at least have a soft landing. But I think for me the big goal was to learn how to do this so that I could go back to that client and tell them, which I did, hey, I can do this now. And also find something for myself that I would enjoy doing, that I could do on my own hours, that isn't at 11 o'clock at night. I really do feel like I accomplished the goals I set out to accomplish so far.
Okay, so let's get into what has happened for you since you have sort of learned Illustrator and surface pattern design. So tell me some of the successes. I know a few of them already that you.
Well, the first one was the client. So I went back to them and I'm like, hey guys, well, I sent them actually a presentation I did of some of the designs, and I sent it to the woman I work with the most at the company. Now, the company, they work directly with TJ Maxx and HomeGoods, and we do all the candles for them, but they also do pillows and some table linens and things like that. I sent these through. They called a meeting with the owners of the company and the rest of the team, and we had a big Zoom meeting, and they put together like the Lynette Reed line. So it's actually going to go into stores. It'll be in stores in March. So far there's 5 pillow designs and 4 candle designs, and they'll be branded with my name, my face, and everything. And people will be like, who is this Lynette Reed? but they'll be there. And
And
that's the big one.
Lynette.
I
Yes,
know.
they are. Oh my gosh. The Lynette Reed collection.
Yeah, there's been other things. There's a really high-end furniture company here in Italy called Abica Home. I mean, just gorgeous. And they just put one of my patterns on their cover, and they're using it in packaging. And then I know one of my designs is under consideration at Nina Ricci for fabric for a spring collection. And there's other little things. So I'm still working full time, so I haven't put together a proper portfolio yet. I haven't submitted anything yet. It's just stuff that's coming at the moment through oh yeah, and then there's a handbag line here in Italy. They want to use some patterns for the linings. So
Wow.
there's things, yeah. So I really want to get to a point next year where I put the portfolio together and start going out there and looking for work.
So you're still working full time.
Yeah, well, yes. So I work full time 4 days a week for the factory, and I
Okay.
do the surface pattern design. And I'm also a painter. I just had a solo show in Milan in was about a month in October. And so I paint regular. Yeah, I have three jobs. I work 7 days a week, but it doesn't feel like work because I mean I get up sometimes. I mean sometimes I would be doing the course and coursework at 1, 2 in the morning, but I had no idea it was that late. I because
Wow.
time just flies when you're doing something you enjoy, and I thoroughly enjoy doing it. So I do work. I work a lot. I don't have my kids are grown, so that's nice. But still, three jobs is a lot, and that's one of the things I'm looking at for next year is how to balance all that and do more of the things I love, surface pattern design and painting being my two favorites, and cutting back the job a little more. So that is my goal. But to anyone thinking of doing this who has a full-time job, it's doable. It's absolutely doable. And maybe the course takes longer than doing it in the scheduled time,
Yeah.
but you just got to do what works for you. And once you start though, you don't want to stop. It worked. I like to work, so that's okay. My life feels so rich because of art and the experiences that I've had because of it, the people that I've met, the places I've gone, like even, the things with the TJ Maxx people, that working with that team and just getting those relationships deeper and growing as a person. All the things that I learned were amazing, like working with the factory in India and having the meetings with the embroidery department and my gallery shows. And just I feel like I have the fullest, richest life. And having a husband who supports what I do, and kids who support what I do, and friends who support what I do, and also just like small things like the excitement of when you finish a design that you just love and you just want to keep looking at it, and I pull out my phone when I'm in bed because I just want to keep looking at it. It just brings me so much joy. But I mean, art and surface pattern design and painting have enhanced my life in ways I could never have imagined. Doing this course was absolutely worth every penny. Like absolutely one of the best things I've ever done in my life. We only get smarter as we get older, right? So, I mean, we're going to figure it out. Being concerned about, time, if you're a busy person, you can carve out time. You just start to carve out little pockets of time. Don't put the pressure on yourself that you have to keep up on schedule, but if you're like me, you will anyway, just because you won't be able to stop doing things like this. It just so enhances like your life. And then meeting the people you meet. It's always about meeting, other artists and other creative people. And what that does for your life is really incredible as well.
Lynette, thank you so much. I cannot wait to see your collection in stores. My
Thank
goodness.
you.
You're such a gift. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's really been fun talking with you.
You too.